Welcome back to the Pursuit of Yappiness podcast.
Heyo.
What up, what up, what up? I'm Daytona.
I'm McKayla.
And this is a podcast where we yap.
And you listen.
Yeah. So better listen up, folks. You listen good. Yeah. Whew. We made it through the darkest weeks of the year.
It's true, yeah.
Brighter days are on the way. We did it, folks.
Hopefully in literal and metaphorical terms.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I know.
I was thinking since our last episodes were a bit more serious, the things I brought to the table today are a bit more lighthearted,
Good.
Sort of neutral.
We're feeling a little silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be vulnerable. When trying to think of what I was going to talk about today, I was like, I'm a little sad.
No.
Because the world is a horrible place and I'm not doing well. But I had therapy like an hour ago. And it's fine. So, yeah. Thank God for therapy.
The gif of the dog in the house that's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
Every single day, just that gif.
Yeah, truly. But yeah. Yeah.
I learned a lot of things this week.
Mm.
The internet was just out to educate me.
Okay.
And so I brought you some of the items.
Perfect.
Hit
me with them.
We'll start out with animals.
Okay.
Always a good topic.
Yeah.
I keep seeing these videos of divers on coral reefs, and they dive out with these like canisters that they look like the canisters that you use to spray weeds, where it's like a thin tube connected to the canister with like a sprayer handle on the end. But instead of a sprayer, it's like a needle.
Oh.
And they're injecting starfish with vinegar. And I was like, I need to know more about this.
What?
Turns out there is an invasive species of starfish. Well, maybe not invasive technically, because I think that's a technical animal kingdom word. Called crown of thorns starfish. So it's often abbreviated to COTS.
Okay.
They are a type of starfish that eat coral reef. Like they eat coral.
Yeah.
And they're among one of the major threats to the reef. So obviously climate change is a huge problem.
Right.
And then weather events. But apparently this coral eating starfish is a problem.
How did it get to become a problem?
So it's a natural like cycle of the starfish eat the reef. It's like part of the food chain.
Okay.
However, every once in a while there is an outbreak of like they produce so rapidly, there's too many of them, they're eating the coral faster than the coral can reproduce. A lot of the time it has to do the outbreaks, according to an article that I found on ABC about this problem. Outbreaks are cyclical. They happen roughly every 17 years.
Wow.
And this outbreak that's currently happening started in 2010 and it's still being managed. So it's like going on longer than normal.
Wow.
And I was reading it and they said the fourth wave is still being suppressed. The fifth is now emerging in the same region. So they're getting like a buildup of adult crown of thorns starfish that they can't keep up with. So they have a dedicated COTS control program where these people go out and inject these starfish in order to kill them, basically.
Wow.
They're native to the reef, but each starfish eats about a dinner plate worth of coral each day.
Wow.
Right. And so it's just like they're
Where does
going
it
too
go?
fast. They're like plague locusts.
Okay.
They equated it to where like when they descend on a region, they just strip it bare.
Whoa.
And
that's kind of terrifying.
right. And one starfish can produce hundreds of millions of eggs. So like they have to control it. And because of climate change, because of like nutrient runoff from humans, it's accelerating or exacerbating this natural cycle of them like
yeah, because I was like, how did it happen? Like if it's a natural thing, why is it out of hand? But,
I mean, it's the same reason why all natural environmental things are being like exploded right now.
Yeah.
But so there's this article was about these divers who go out with their like pokey needle things and they inject the starfish vinegar or cow bile. It doesn't go into detail about why that works.
Interesting.
But they said they go out and find the scar trail of dead coral and follow it. Like it looks like toothpaste, and they just follow it because when coral dies, it turns white.
Okay.
So they like follow the trail to find the starfish, and then they kill during the worst outbreak they had seen on the reef 2 years ago. The crew was pulling 100 starfish per dive per person.
Whoa.
So yeah, and this particular article I was reading is about Australia, and they were saying how like, you know, environmental effects aside of like the coral reef is very vital to the ecosystem. We can't let it get destroyed or eaten up or whatever. It also is very important for tourism. So they're like a significant amount of their economy is built on tourism.
Yeah. So
they have these people going out doing this very important work, killing crown of thorns starfish.
Wow.
This falls under the umbrella of fields that you don't know a lot about, but things go on and then you hear about it and you're like, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought that was very interesting.
That is wild.
And so now when I see videos of people diving, poking starfish, I know the whole backstory.
Yeah, totally. Wow. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to the Great Barrier Reef conservation efforts.
Yeah.
I once watched a documentary. This was back during COVID. I watched a documentary called, oh gosh, I forget the name of it, but it was about the coral reefs and how they're all dying because of climate change. And it made me weep.
Really?
I was like getting so emotional. My husband still makes fun of me. He's still, whenever I'm getting like a little too dramatic, he's always like, the coral reefs. Like, you don't understand. They're very important. They're very important for the ecosystem.
Yeah, totally. You know what documentary about the ocean made me cry? Well, it's like sort of about the ocean, technically. Blackfish. Have you watched that one?
No.
Okay. It's about like SeaWorld and like the orcas and stuff. Because that whole thing is terrible.
I mean, as someone who grew up watching Free Willy, that whole thing is very sad.
Yeah, very, very. I did a whole project about orcas in high school because I was like obsessed for a hot minute. They were one of my hyperfixations for a moment there. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to be a conservationist and I'm going to save the whales and I'm going to save the dolphins. And here we are. So, but I was very passionate about it at the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's fascinating.
It is.
Similarly, I also saw an article about people who were saving cold stunned turtles.
Okay. So like turtles who are just cold?
Yeah,
like,
there's apparently it's like a thing. This is Texas State Aquarium posted this video. So it's like turtles that live in areas that don't usually get very cold, but right now we're having this like snowpocalypse, whatever.
Yeah.
So this video was taken on January 28th, and they just posted about like a bunch of clips about how they go out in like the shallow waters on the beach, and they find all these turtles that are cold stunned, that like they're just, because they're cold blooded, they can't move because they're too cold. And I mean, I would imagine it leaves them open to predators. They can't hunt very well, whatever. So they collect all the turtles in their boat and take them back to the land and put them under heat lamps.
Aww.
And you know, clean them up, wipe the algae off their shell, do like maintenance, give them fluids, put them in warmer water until they can swim again, and then they release them back out into the ocean.
Cute.
So I thought that was very, very cute. Just all these people out there doing the Lord's work, taking care of the turtles.
Wow. Aww.
But yeah, it's just another instance of like, you know, nature has normal rhythms, but when it gets a little too extreme, they just can't quite keep up fast enough.
Right. Oof. Yeah, climate change, man. It's no good.
It'll get you.
It's coming for all of us. Oh gosh. Yeah. And you know, none of us know when we're gonna die. So
wow.
Anyways,
one of my brother's famous quotes in the family lore is we were playing a D&D campaign once, and he was a DM, but he was only like 13 maybe. And he said, he was like, all right, that's all for now, folks. So anyways, live in fear. That's how he like wrapped it up.
That's hilarious. Live in fear.
It was so funny. We still quote it.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. Living in fear, and it's fine. I will say, in sadder news, but not like, you know, have an existential crisis about fascism. Sad. But Catherine O'Hara passed away. So pouring out for Catherine, because my goodness, what a national treasure.
Yeah.
What
seriously.
an icon. What a gem. She really ate.
Yeah, she did.
Because I saw a video that I thought was so like sweet. She, I guess, was stopped. It looked like in an airport or something. She was stopped by like a fan, and you know, they were like, I'm such a huge fan, like, you're my favorite actress. And she was like, no way. And like, as if she just doesn't know that she's famous or something. But anyway, they were like, what's the role that you most want to be remembered for? And she said, the mother of my children. Aww. And I thought that was very sweet. But yes, obviously my favorite role of hers is Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek. She was phenomenal. I laughed so hard, but also like wept, especially the episode where they do cabaret.
Yeah.
And she gives that whole monologue to Stevie, like right before she goes on. I cried at that part, and then I cried again when Stevie is singing, and like it pans to Moira off stage and she's crying.
Yeah.
Gets me every time.
That scene where Stevie does the performance.
Yeah.
I think about that at least weekly.
Yeah, no, it
really
Roman
got
Empire
me.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, it got me too. I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's so raw and real, and like she did such a good job, and you can tell like the actress is not a singer.
Yeah.
But like she did it, and like her character did it. And
I would imagine,
it was just very good.
Especially as a performer, like someone who writes music, sings, all that stuff, it would be like, I don't know, cathartic isn't the right word, but it would have a certain effect to see someone else going through that like process of like gaining confidence and coming into their talent and stuff like that, because it's basically what every artist wants to themselves go through,
right? But
in sort of a condensed format that's easy to see the progression and it just
it's so good.
So good.
That show is so good. Like,
it is very good.
Truly no notes.
That show is a good example of don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, it's true.
For the longest time, I didn't want to watch it because I thought, based on the title, I thought it was going to be very like crude and like just crass and gross.
Yeah. It is not.
So glad I got over it.
Yeah, no. And I will say, like, the first episode, I wasn't hooked right away. But I just fell in love with
the first episode, it has to set the scene. You gotta
exactly
set up the premise.
You kind of hate the characters at first.
Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah. And so
the whole point of it is that they become better people as it goes on.
Yes, exactly. And then they're also lovable. And then by the last season, I was crying every episode. So yeah, it's very good. So pour one out for her.
Yeah, that is quite sad.
Yeah.
In other TV news, I finally watched the first couple episodes of Heated Rivalry.
Yes.
To be fair, we did fast forward through a lot of parts.
We weren't sitting watching sex scenes together.
No. I was telling my husband this because he didn't watch it with me.
Right, yeah.
But I was like, there's sex scenes, but I don't find them very sexy. Like, it doesn't do it for me. They're just always sweaty and grunting.
They are.
And like,
they are very, like, they're always glistening.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are into that. So
I'm built different. I don't know. I just kept thinking, take a shower. You probably smell so bad.
Yeah, the sweatiness is a thing. Yeah. And just like, I don't know, thinking about the sensory experience. It's like you're sticking to the sheets and like if I'm sweaty.
And they're also always in hotel rooms, which means that it's frigidly cold.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe men don't get cold in hotel rooms, but I'm always frigidly cold.
No, it is always very cold. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I watch it for the plot, not for the sex.
Yeah, no,
so.
I legitimately am invested in the love story.
Yeah, yes.
I don't care about hockey, but
I mean, I don't think anyone I saw a reel that was like my dad and uncle put on Heated Rivalry at the family function thinking that it was a show about men's hockey, and it was like just showing like the first like few minutes, and they were like, boy, are they in for it. Like, I was like, oh gosh, the family function.
Yeah. I hope there weren't children there.
Ooh.
I wish there was like on Netflix or whatever streaming service, I wish there was like a button you could click that would be like fast forward the sex scenes.
Okay. There is a thing for that, and it's called like, I don't know, like Pure Flix or something.
That's
like
a whole separate app.
Yeah.
It's a whole separate streaming
That's
service.
true. But they used to have this device that you could like put on your TV or whatever.
Really?
That would, or maybe it was called something else. Maybe it was called like, no, I don't think that's it. Covenant Eyes. I don't know.
Oh, that gives me the ick.
Something.
Yeah, I mean, I know people have that on their phones
stuff. Yes.
to like, block bad websites or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, you know how it has the button when the intro is playing and it says
to
like skip intro?
I see what you're saying.
I wish it was something like that because
skip sex scene.
It's just hard to like drag the little slider and look at the thumbnail to like know when the scene is over.
Right.
I don't know.
And I mean, like, I guess if you're watching it like alone or with your spouse or whatever, it's a little different. But if you're like in a group setting, it's just like, all right, we get it. Yes, you like each other. Like,
I feel like even if I was alone, specifically because I did not find it sexy.
Okay.
Be like,
got
this is just gross and weird.
Right, because of the sweatiness and the grunting. But anyway.
But also, I feel for the first few episodes, the characters don't really have any chemistry either. That might just be a me thing. I feel like I might be alone in this opinion.
Right.
But
I mean, perhaps, I don't know. You were saying how, like, they don't know each other, so how are they, like, sexually attracted to one another? But, like, I would argue that there are plenty of people out there who are sexually attracted to somebody.
I know, and I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't understand it at all. Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like part of what makes someone sexy is that like you know them and like you think that they're I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I think there's a word for that, actually.
I mean, I guess I can understand seeing someone and being like, oh, they're attractive. But like being so attracted to them that you want to go to a hotel room and like get them naked, I just don't understand.
Right, yeah. Okay, all right. That's fair. Yeah.
There's also a certain element, maybe this is just because, you know, I'm a woman, but a certain element of like safety. Like I would be so feeling like unsafe and vulnerable with a complete stranger that I wouldn't be able to like get in the mood.
Yeah. Obviously they are two men, so you know.
Yeah. Very rich,
I mean they even were he even says like, you going to kill me or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just real different. Maybe it's because of my evangelical upbringing. I just can't get past
and sensory
that
things.
too.
But yeah. Overall though,
I was invested in the love story.
Yes.
I enjoyed the like tender cute moments.
Yes, of course.
Which I think is why I like episode 3, which is not about the main characters at all.
But it's mostly tender cute moments.
Yeah, I like that the side character love story more than the main love story.
No, but you'll get there.
Okay.
Wait
I'm
till
trusting
the
the process.
The cottage. Yeah.
Anyway, we don't have to talk about this anymore.
I know. We talked about it a lot last time. But anyway, okay. Speaking of hockey. Okay. So I've had multiple weird dreams lately. One of them, I was on a hockey team. But it didn't make any sense. We were on a cruise ship, a giant cruise ship that had like a hockey rink on it. Don't ask. I don't know why. This is just what my brain concocted. But anyway, there was on this team, there was 50 players, which I know is not accurate, but a lot of us were bench players. And before every game, you had to go through this thing where there were 2 lines. You could either decide I'm fine being benched, or I'm fine with whatever position I get assigned with, and so you could go in that line, or you could go in the line where you're competing against each other for specific
positions on the team.
Yes. And the challenge was you had to swim in the ice cold water. You had to do a lap, and they would time you, and then you would have to do pull-ups on a pull-up bar.
Very odd.
And I know, it doesn't make any sense. I woke up, I don't know. So in my dream, I meant to stand in the line to be a bench player because I was there's no way I'm doing that. But I stood in the wrong line, so I had to do it, and someone just pushed me into the water, and I was so anyway, yeah. And then I had 2 other dreams recently that were very similar, in which I got into full physical fights with my mother, brawling.
Your subconscious is doing something.
I don't know. And I told her, I was I don't know why this is happening. And she was that's crazy. I was I know.
Wow.
So, yeah, weird dreams.
Working something out.
I guess. So, yeah, I don't think that's how hockey works, though. I don't think.
How many people are on a hockey team? Because you could have told me there were 50 and I would have been yeah, that sounds right.
No, I feel I don't know, 20 maybe? I feel that's pretty standard for sport. I actually don't know. I don't know how many players are on the ice, at all times.
Right. I mean, on the ice, I think it's 12 or something, but
yeah, let's see, on a hockey team. Okay, so in ice hockey, a team has 6 players on the ice at one time. 1 goalie, 2 defensemen, 3 forwards. And a full game day roster typically consists of 20 players, 18 skaters, and 2 goalies. And the total active NHL roster allowed is up to 23 players.
Okay, so 50 is too many.
Yeah.
But football has a lot.
Yeah, football I think is a lot. Because let's see. On a football team, okay, so each team has 11 players on the field at any one time for a total of 22 players during active play. NFL teams have a 53-man active roster. That's crazy.
Wow.
Game day active roster is 48 players. So yeah, like 50.
Wow. Speaking of football, my recent art project was that I made myself a shirt to wear to sporting events.
Yes.
Because I don't own merch because I don't have a team that I root for.
Right.
So specifically the Super Bowl is coming up.
Yes.
But then also, like, you know, when my husband goes to a fantasy football draft party, any type of sport thing that comes up, I was like, I need some kind of something to wear.
Yeah.
So I made myself a shirt, and it says, "Yay Sports, Go Team."
Perfect.
In like the sort of swoopy sports
like
letters.
the sportsy font. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm very proud of how it turned out. I think
Amazing.
It looks great, and I'm very excited about it.
Well, you can wear it on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm definitely going to. And coincidentally, it's blue and white, which is Patriots
perfect
colors.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. That's a fun fact that I know about football.
I don't know if you could consider that a fun fact, but
they're playing against the Seahawks.
They are, yes.
Which is from Seattle.
Yes. Yep.
Look at how much I know about football.
Look at that. Look at that. What team or what state are the Bengals? Or not state, but what city? I think it's Cincinnati. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't even know why I asked a question that I wasn't really entirely certain the answer to. I'm pretty sure it's Cincinnati.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of the Bengals. Is that football?
Yeah. I just know I think they played against the Chiefs one time.
I know the Patriots.
Yep.
I know the Eagles because that's Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I know the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
And I know the Browns because I have a friend who roots for them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what city they're from.
Cleveland.
That's it. That's
I
all
only know that because of another friend who is from there. So, yeah.
Oh, and I know there's a team called the Dolphins, but I don't know what city they're from.
Miami. Yeah.
See, you're just so good at this. Sports genius.
Sports genius. To be fair, I know more about basketball than I do football.
Right, because Jake
I do know how football works now. Couldn't explain it to you. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
They got a first down. Good for them.
Did you ever see the meme that's like, what happens inside my brain when someone tries to explain a board game to me? And it's like the statues that are kind of like melted and draped over something. That's how I feel whenever someone tries to explain football.
Yeah.
I've had it explained to me multiple times in my life. And it's just slippery. Like it won't stick in my brain.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear it, I'm like, uh-huh. And I forget it immediately.
It just has so many rules. There's so many like weird steps. And I'm just like, what?
I have never...
Who invented this?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm a generally curious person who like, you can tell me about your special interest and I will be fascinated to hear everything you want to tell me.
Right.
Sports is the one thing in life that I have genuinely no interest at all. And I just cannot force myself to care no matter what happens in my life.
Yeah. I mean, like, I remember when I was a kid and didn't live in New England. My grandparents are big New York Giants fans. And the New York Giants were playing against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And it was like a big deal because they're like rival teams.
Are they?
I guess.
Know that.
And I made, there's probably a picture somewhere. I made a sign that said "Go Giants" on it, and then a bunch of like, like the circle with like the slash through it.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote that with like Patriots like 8 times all over the poster. And it's just very funny. Because now obviously where I live now, we're expected to root for the Patriots. So yeah. But and Travis Kelce is retiring, so even if the Chiefs were playing, I've got no stake in the game anymore. So,
Is he like old for sports? Or is he just done?
I don't know, actually. I mean, honestly, he was, okay. Taylor Swift was born in 1989. And I'm pretty sure Travis Kelce is the same age. Like, they're very close in age. Like, they were born in 1989. So that would make him what? 37?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Math. I think that might be considered old for sports.
How old was Tom Brady though?
Okay, he was like an exception.
He was supposed to be like ancient.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I want to say that is kind of old for sports.
I think it's like a thing though that once a football player gets married, they get bad at football. So maybe he was just like, I'm going to go out on a high note.
The average retirement age for NFL players is 27 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess if you
it's like an intense contact sport.
Yeah, I was going to say if you leave young, you minimize the risk of brain damage.
Yeah, exactly. Tom Brady
and
probably
also
has
your
lost.
Joints probably just ache all the time.
I know. I can only imagine.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited about my shirt.
Yeah.
And speaking of art, we have a win for artists. I was reading an article about the San Diego Comic-Con, which I believe San Diego is like the Comic-Con, like the
I think
big
so.
one.
Yeah.
And I found this article by Sarah Cascone on news.artnet. San Diego Comic-Con bans AI art following backlash.
Good. That is a win.
Yeah. So for those of you who are not familiar, Comic-Con is a huge convention. There's multiples all over the country, but though I think San Diego is the main big one. And it's basically like you can dress up as a character. There's lots of costume contests. There are panels where you can talk to artists and people who make shows and movies and comics that you like. You can buy comics. You can buy art and merch and all kinds of stuff. And so there were a lot of vendors who were setting up to sell art, and it was turning out to be AI generated.
Yikes.
And so then it was, they were undercutting the prices of the artists who were actually making the art themselves.
Right.
And they were able to churn out so much more art than people who are actually making it themselves. And, you have to pay to have a booth to be a vendor at Comic-Con. So it's just this whole thing. Just another step in the chain of artists being
prove? Obviously, you can kind of tell when something is AI modified,
some of it you can tell. I think they said that there is a committee that can investigate it if you push back on it, because I do think it mentioned somebody who got thrown out or banned or whatever for selling AI art, but they were claiming that the art wasn't AI, and so then there was an investigation. So they're talking about how one of the most devastating and long-lasting effects of AI art is the social and emotional effect, because it sows distrust against artists, but then also between artists.
Yeah.
And it's causing stress for a lot of human artists about like how do they go about not distrusting their own creative integrity and work ethic and whatever.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's a whole thing. But the fact that it's being addressed, the fact that they're like, you know, taking steps to combat it and do something about it and make rules around it. That's the thing, is that it's just developing so fast that like the laws can't keep up. So just to have somebody who's saying like, we're not going to do this. And try to back real artists is a win.
For sure.
A win for the community.
For sure. Yeah.
And also such a huge convention too. Like, this isn't just some rinky-dink art festival.
Right, exactly.
It's like massive.
Yeah. Totally.
And since the Comic-Con in San Diego is the main one, or one of the big ones at least, I'm assuming that all the rest of them will follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And smaller, you know, conventions and whatever. So
yeah, for sure. Going back to Super Bowl. Okay. I'm so excited for the halftime show. It's gonna be great. And excited for Green Day for like the opening ceremony or something. I don't know. Or they're the opener to the halftime show. I don't really know what they're doing, but they're performing.
Yeah, at some point we will hear them.
Yes. Which is very exciting. But I guess, and I had heard of this like a while ago, but I was like, it's probably not going to happen. Turning Point USA is hosting an all-American, and I am putting that in quotes, all-American halftime show. And Kid Rock is headlining, which I don't think I even know who that is, but let's see. Kid Rock, American musician and singer. Oh, okay.
Is
interesting? This man is not a kid at all. He's old. Wait, he's Kid Rock. The stage name of Robert James Ritchie is an American singer, rapper, songwriter, and musician. He first gained recognition in Detroit's hip-hop scene, then achieved mainstream success with a rap rock style before transitioning to country rock. Okay, so Turning Point USA, I didn't really know what they were. Oh, okay. They're a conservative politics nonprofit organization founded by Charlie Kirk. Yes. And so basically the thing is that they just hate brown people so much they don't want them to do the halftime show. Yeah, they are rejecting the halftime show and are doing their own. I don't know where it's gonna be, but yeah. Yep. Let's see, why are they doing a halftime show? Okay. The move acts as protest, aiming to offer a performance aligned with faith, family, and freedom. Okay. Anyways. So, yeah. I wonder why they have such a beef with Bad Bunny, but they never said anything last year when it was, oh gosh, what's his name? The guy that did it last year. Kendrick Lamar. They definitely had things to say about it. But they didn't put together a whole alternate show. I mean, I think it's just because... Or the year before that, it was Rihanna? Yes, I think it was Rihanna. Rihanna did it semi-recently. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think every year... I always see Facebook posts making a big stink about the halftime show, so it was only a matter of time. It just took them a while to get their momentum going. Yeah. But I guess they're really doing it now. So should be interesting. I'm not going to watch it, obviously. But also, interesting tidbit that I found out today. Jake told me about this. I guess So Donald Trump's family, like his like ancestors or whatever, came to the United States in 1930, I think it was.
Okay.
And Bad Bunny's family ancestors came to the United States in like 1819 or something. So technically Bad Bunny is more American than Donald Trump.
Oh, that's funny.
And Jake said the top comment was, yeah, but he's still singing in Spanish. And I'm like, okay. Like, Jake wasn't sure if that was satire or not. But
we can't be having with this foreign language.
It's just crazy. It's so crazy.
It's so funny.
It's just like, it's like laughable because
I know. I mean, at this point, I can't do anything else. But
I know,
laugh.
exactly. Like, it's not funny, but it's laughable because of how bad it is. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I think it was a bold choice on the NFL's part, and also Bad Bunny just won a Grammy, so
there you go.
Good for him. So, yeah.
Yeah, I am consistently amazed by the silliness.
Oh yeah, so
like,
much silliness. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy out there.
I just real quick because we were talking about art. And now we're talking about conservatives.
All right.
I found this post by David Roybelid, who talking about how there's a quote from Brian Zand: "Fundamentalism is to Christianity what paint by numbers is to art." Which I thought was really good. Full disclosure, I love a good paint by number.
Yeah.
But I get what they're getting at.
Yeah.
Because it's all about, stay inside the lines,
right.
Use the approved colors.
Yes.
Have no imagination, no
yes.
risk, no room for doubt.
Right.
It promises certainty, but at the cost of depth. It values control over curiosity, correctness over compassion, safety over transformation. Christian faith was never meant to be assembled from a kit. It is layered, textured, costly, and alive, more like an oil painting than a formula. If your faith feels flat, rigid, or joyless, it may not be broken. It may just be outgrowing the numbers.
Wow. That's good.
I liked it. It was a good parallel.
Yeah. I like that.
A little analogy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just something to think about.
Yeah.
We had talked recently, complete topic change, about pasta shapes.
Yeah.
And which ones were our favorite.
Yes.
And I mentioned cascatelli.
Oh, yeah,
One
right.
of my faves.
Yeah.
And boy, do I have a story for you, because
okay.
this is a whole journey that I went on back in 2021 or 2 about the making of cascatelli.
Okay.
So the Sporkful is a podcast. From their website, the description of the podcast is: each week on the show, we use humor and humanity to approach food from many angles, including identity, culture, science, history, economics, and lengthy debates on the best way to layer a PB&J. We like to say the Sporkful is not for foodies, it's for eaters.
Like that.
Dan Pashman is the creator and host of this podcast. And every episode is about something different, all food related things. However, when did this start? 2021, March 2021 was the first episode of the Sporkful in a 9-part thing called Mission Impossible, which I thought was creative, where Dan sets out to create his own perfect pasta shape.
I see.
And he does so much research, and over the course of the 9 episodes teaches you all about how pasta is made, which was also very cool. He started out with R&D. He has lots of R&D about like why certain pasta shapes are the way they are. He tries a bunch of different ones to figure out what he likes about certain ones, and he comes up with 3 criteria.
Yep.
Sauceability is the first one. How well sauce adheres to the pasta. Forkability, which is the ease of stabbing or holding on the fork,
Okay.
and tooth sinkability, which
Okay.
is the satisfying bite or texture.
Yes, right.
So he goes through this whole journey. Then he starts designing his own pasta shape and coming up with the pros and cons of each one. Like how well does it hold the sauce? What does it taste like? Whatever. Then he starts learning about all the different things that go into like making a pasta once you have what you think is your ideal shape. So there's like certain there's a coarse grind of certain kind of flour that you use for it. And so like he had to find a flour source. Then he had to find someone who was willing to make the pasta shape mold, which is like a very specific niche process that only a couple companies do. He had to track one down, make the mold. Then he had to actually get the pasta made, get a couple of test boxes, which was hard because most pasta makers make it on a massive scale. So he had to find someone who would give him like smaller batches. Then he got some made, and then he had to do tests about like cooking it. And then he had to like alter his shape because it was having problems with falling apart and whatever, and then he had to get it redone in the mold, and it was just this whole thing, multiple years worth of, you know, experimenting and whatever. So the first episode came out March 2021. At that point he had already been doing this for like a year, I think.
Okay. And
then or two maybe. The last episode came out January 2023.
Wow.
And it's a whole saga. It's a whole journey that he goes on. Would recommend. Never knew that so much went into a pasta shape. But part of the reason that it was so interesting was because most pasta shapes that we're familiar with have been around for hundreds of years.
Right, yeah.
And so like trying to come up with something new that was also functional and edible and worth it was a very fascinating journey. There's a really funny part where a couple years into the process, he's recording his podcast about this process at home, like cooking his pastas. So he's interviewing his wife and his kids during it. And at the beginning, his wife is very supportive and is like very excited for him to go on this journey. And then like a few years in, she's like, Dan, I can't listen to you talk about pasta anymore. I don't care anymore. Like, she's so over it. It's very funny. Anyway, the ultimate conclusion of this journey is that he creates a pasta shape called cascatelli.
Okay.
There's also a whole thing where he has to name it.
Okay.
And it's based on the Italian for little waterfalls because of the shape that it looks like.
Can you like buy it at the store?
So originally you could only get it at a certain manufacturer. But now you can get it at like Trader Joe's and stuff, which is where I usually get it from.
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Interesting. I can see why that would be good because it's like, you know.
Yeah. It has ridges to hold the sauce.
Exactly.
It's springy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So very interesting. The Sporkful podcast, not sponsored, but definitely give it a listen.
Yeah.
The episode's called Mission Impossible.
Very fun.
So yeah, I'm glad I could take you on the journey because
absolutely
I had a job where I worked at a warehouse at the time that I discovered this podcast, and so I would listen like 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just packing boxes and whatever.
They have like on their website, you can get a whole bundle. The limited edition Sporkful collection. Cascatelli, Vesuvo, and Quattrotini. Interesting.
Maybe he created more shapes?
Yeah. That's so funny. It's $50. Jeez.
Well, it's in bulk. It's like 6 boxes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first you could only get it from their specific website distributor and you could only buy it in bulk and it was very expensive. Now you can get it at like Trader Joe's and stuff. That's where I get it from.
That's cool.
You can't get it at normal grocery stores, but
whatever. Right. But Trader Joe's specifically has it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. So recently, as you know, I'm a woman, so therefore I get a lot of diet content on my social media.
Ew.
No matter how much I try to like click uninterested.
I'm not convinced that actually does anything.
I know, right? But I saw it looked horrible. Like just I get these crazy like food swaps, like food substitutions and things like that.
Make a brownie, but it's all zucchini.
Yeah, right. Or it's like there's that one guy who's like, if you add cottage cheese, like he just speaks in the most monotone. Like I'm like, this has to be a bit, but it's like cottage cheese and like cocoa powder and an egg, and it's like
blend it.
You get the best brownies, and I'm like, "Bleh." But anyways, no, I saw rice cake tiramisu. So they soaked rice cake in like espresso or whatever, and then took Greek yogurt and put vanilla protein powder in it and mixed it up and layered it with the rice cakes and then put cocoa powder on top. And I was like, so you've got soggy rice cakes and yogurt. That is disgusting.
That's
So
that's a hard pass.
Yeah. Like there's one guy that I actually do follow because I really like his videos. And
Liam?
Yes. Shout out to Liam. I don't know your last name.
I think he's just Liam on the
I don't know, but
socials.
He's great because he's very much about like eating fiber and eating in a way that makes you feel good, and like he's great. But he always tests these things out, which I appreciate.
People send him the recipes and he's like,
this is horrible. I saw him test this one out and he was like, this is not good. Don't do this. But then I saw another one that was a quinoa crunch bar. So someone melted down like extra dark chocolate or whatever, and they took uncooked quinoa. Uncooked hard quinoa.
Ew.
And they toasted it in a pan for like 30 seconds, and then they mixed it with the chocolate, and they added a scoop of protein powder and they mixed it all together and poured it into these big molds, and they were like, now you have a crunch bar. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like
a crunch bar that's gonna give you diarrhea. Like
I'm just like, I don't want a protein quinoa crunch bar. Just eat chocolate. Like eat normal chocolate. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to like getting more fiber.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you should definitely cook quinoa before you eat it.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
I think if you want it to be crispy, I think you can like cook it and then dry it a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Like
I think
rice. You don't just eat raw rice.
You could like cook it and then like toss it in the oven or something. Yeah.
That's how you get crispy rice.
Yeah, I've seen people do that
with
crispy rice. Yeah, no, you don't just eat the raw rice. Like that's crazy.
No.
So yeah, I was just like, that's insane. We're not gonna do that.
I'm all set. I'm all set with the weird health recipes.
Soggy rice cakes and laxative chocolate. Yeah, no thanks.
I also know that with certain seeds like quinoa and sunflower seeds and whatever, you can't digest the shells.
Right.
So I wonder, I don't know if the quinoa you buy in the store is like has the shells taken off or
well, it opens. So I think that it does.
But that's when you cook
it.
So do you cook it in the shell and then just like cooks?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know anything about the anatomy of the plant of quinoa.
Me either.
But I
enjoy
feel
it.
There's some kind of instinct that's telling me that if you were to eat raw quinoa, you would just be pooping out little quinoa shell pellets. Like a rabbit.
Jeez. Gross.
I don't know if that's true, but
yeah, I mean, in general, like why would you do that? Just why? Like it makes no sense.
Eating uncooked grains just it would like shred your intestines.
Right. Yeah. I don't.
Again, I'm not a nutritionist, but I just have a bad feeling about this.
It just doesn't sound good either. Like I'm like, that can't be enjoyable. Like, again, like everything in moderation, but like Crunch bars, like I feel like, I don't know,
it's usually puffed rice,
right?
That makes it crunchy.
Like it's not even that crazy, like of a thing. Like, you know, you can like just do like Rice Krispies or something. I don't know. Like there's got to be a better way of doing this. That's not quinoa.
There's got to be a better way. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah.
Also, just when you bite into that, it's getting all up in your teeth.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Even cooked quinoa gets stuck
yeah,
in your
right?
teeth.
Exactly. I know.
Do you remember the scene in New Girl where Wilson? Is that his
Winston?
name? Winston. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Winston is like smiling and he's like, yeah. I gotta tell you something though. There are shells all up in these eggs.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
I think
Winston is one of the funny, like Winston and Schmidt are my two favorites.
See, Nick is my favorite.
See, I love Nick too, but Winston and Schmidt, I just think they're so funny. Winston is just like honestly, the most stuff that I quote, like the most I can speak. The lines that I quote the most from that show are often Winston lines. So yeah, like something that Jake and I say often is, you know, the character Reagan on that show. Well, Winston, for whatever reason, kept calling her Raisin, and he was like, "As I live and breathe, Raisin." That's a good one. Or when he's like talking on the phone, he's like, ACC, it's your boy Winston, Winnie the Fish, AKA Winnie the Fish, AKA Brown Lightning. Schmidt dropped Fawn like a bad habit, so you better get going while the getting is good. You got it?
How do you remember that?
I don't know.
Brown Lightning.
I know. And then Jess was like, why are you so good at that? And he was like, I was so nervous.
The episodes of that show where Reagan is in it are my favorite ones.
Yeah.
And I realized it's because Jess is the main character, but she's the worst character.
Ooh,
I don't
that's
like
a
her
spicy
at all.
take. Wow.
She's just constantly doing things that are cringy that I'm like, don't do that. You're so dumb.
Yeah.
And all the rest of the characters are so much more likable than her.
That is fair. I think she is... I don't know. I feel she has like female main character syndrome where it's like the writer just like, I don't know, like wrote her to be like
annoying.
That. Right. Like, I don't know. Like I think about Feyre and Akatar. A lot of people don't like her at all because they just think that she's just like, I don't know, obnoxious.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I just find Jess to be insufferable.
That's so funny.
Like every choice that you could make, that's the wrong choice. That's the most annoying choice that you could possibly pick. She always does.
Oh my gosh. There are just so many good moments though. Oh, it's fine. I'll let it slide.
I love all the other characters.
Yeah, fair.
Maybe I'm just a sucker for side characters. Maybe that's my problem. Is that like every time there's a main character, I'm like, not interested.
Yeah, I definitely am often a sucker for side characters also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can think of actually a lot of instances now where that's the case.
Anyway,
yeah. It's a character flaw, I guess, of mine. But it's just side characters forever.
Yeah. It's fair. You're valid. Your tea is valid. Anyway. Well, we are running out of time.
Oh,
So,
okay.
do you want to close us out with a poem?
Sure. All right. I've got two.
Perfect.
So the first one is by Dr. Lauren Hughes, who you may be familiar with because she does lots of videos about pediatric medicine and motherhood and childbirth and whatever. It's called American Mother. I want to be a soft mother, one who sees the world with the same wonder they do. But that same world has forged me into stone to shield them. I want to speak gentle words, but the guttural cry from my throat erupts as flames. The seam keeping me together is razor thin. I see their children in my children. I see my children in theirs. I imagine the cavern that would swallow me if they or I were taken, its mouth opened by that blade. I want to be a soft mother, but the stories of the most powerful men make me rage, thrash, and scream. Believe these children, these women, these survivors. Those we keep crowning have shown us who they are. I want to be a soft mother in a world that has forged me into stone, but a mother is what I must be for their children and mine, both an unmovable fortress against atrocities and soft where they sleep.
That's good. Yeah, I saw that one recently. It's woof.
I know. It gets you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel in these trying times in which we live, the ones that get you are the ones that keep you going.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, it's like obviously wildly tragic, but it's also like encouraging somehow.
Yes, kind of hopeful.
Yeah.
The next one is a blackout poem.
Nice.
By Kevin Harrell. It's called What If? Do I believe in the war? Not important. Live in the moment. When my world narrows to one street, one house, one room, one door. We pack into the trucks after midnight, and the fear settles in. What if? What if? What if? The trucks drop us off, and we slip into the night. In a flash, the chaos starts. Is this real? The rest of the world falls away. What's on the other side?
Whoa.
Right? It was kind of one of those poems where like you're not entirely sure what it's about. You can kind of guess, but it could be like about a lot of things.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I just liked it a lot. Do I believe in the world? In the war, not important. Live in the moment. I like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know. It's important to ask ourselves deep questions like, what are we going to do based on what's happening?
Right.
But at the same time, we can't dwell.
Right.
Because we will slowly suffocate and die.
Right.
So we have to just do what's right in front of us and move on and hope.
Keep on keeping on.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Whew.
Those posters from World War II, what were they? Keep calm and
carry on.
Carry on. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, soldier on's not the right word.
Nope. Keep calm and carry on. Yeah. I mean, that's all we can do.
I know, exactly. And maybe
yeah.
write a poem about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Write a poem, do an art project, hug your friend.
Tell your friends you love them.
Yeah. Kiss your cat, kiss your child, kiss your spouse.
Yep.
Sing to the birds.
And make a silly t-shirt for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain in your skin.
No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in.
Yeah. No one else. Yeah. So on that note, you know where to find us. Email us, yappinesspod@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram, yappinesspod, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.